Hello, it's the Friday Talkie. So, last Monday, yes, it was bank holiday. I get confused, it messed up my whole week, just because I didn't know what day it was. Last Monday, Andrea and I, went to Lincoln, because she had come across a chap on a forum website that she uses called Hot UK Deals. And there was a chap there, on there, who was selling a CDI with some software. And she made an offer to him and he accepted, and so we went along to pick up said CDI. Yeah, I had a load of games with it. You'll have seen I've put one video up already, which is Mad Dog McCree. The CDI itself was a 220. And now I've got a 210 already. It sits down there at the moment. I've done a couple of videos in the past of CDI games. They were on the 210. And the difference between the 210 and the 220 is minimal, and I knew this anyway. But I thought, well, it's a bit different. I collect stuff, so I'll have that. And I was more probably interested in the software that was with it, and it was at such a good price that it was worth buying the CDI itself to get the software. Mad Dog McCree in particular. I mean, it's as a game, it's kind of awful, but it's great in, well, for the same reason. It's kind of curiosity value and novelty value. It's got the gun. You can find the disc in the box on eBay, dirt cheap, loads of them, but finding the big box version with the gun, that's a different matter. So, at the price it went for, the whole lot together, I thought, yeah, that's well worth it. And I'm very pleased that I did. The chap, I tell you what, I'm embarrassed I don't know his name. Andrea knows his name on the forum site. I don't even know that because I don't go on the forum. But he was a really nice, cool guy, and I know he's been watching my blog, and I embed these videos on my blog. So if you're watching, hi, it was really nice meeting you. Interesting chap. He told me some very interesting stories. Anyway, while we were there, he gave me a load of Dreamcast games. Now, this is actually what brings me to the topic I want to talk about. As many of you will know, I dislike greatly the whole downloaded games thing. It's more about the DRM and the restrictiveness that I dislike, because I know there is that, what's it called, GOG or whatever site, where you can download stuff and bung it onto discs or whatever and do whatever the hell you like with it. There was a sentence in there somewhere. Yeah, and I find that not so bad. So, it kind of got me thinking about my attitude towards things like copied discs. Because all of these discs are, they're backups. Because the Dreamcast will play them. There's virtually no copy protection on the Dreamcast and Dreamcast games. So you can download the things and burn them to disk and play them on the Dreamcast. And so I now find myself very pleased to be in possession of a big selection of games for the Dreamcast. I think what I want to say is how I view games. I mean, technically speaking, pirated games, copies, call it what you like, backups, in terms of the legality. I'll tell you what, I actually don't give a crap about the legality of it, but I do care about the moral aspect of copied games. But I also want to talk about how I view them in terms of being a gamer and a collector, and where I put them compared with, say, downloaded games or ROMs on emulators, or your compilation sets like some of the ones I've been playing recently. Here's the thing, I am a collector, but I'm a collector of hardware. I'm not a collector of software, though I do find myself accumulating a lot of software. So here I am with a big selection of Dreamcast discs. Would I say I've got a Dreamcast game collection? No, I wouldn't. there's the thing. To me, they are, as a gamer, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, because I can play all of those games. And unlike, say, having ROMs on an emulator, I'm playing them on the proper hardware, because really, it's the hardware I collect. So these are enabling me to play the games on the original hardware. But I wouldn't say I've got a Dreamcast, a collection of Dreamcast games, because they're not legit. If they were all in the original cases with the original manuals and everything, yep, cool. A collector would be able to say, look at this lot, this is cool. I can do that with PS1 and PS2 games. But I do really like having this set of games, because it means I can put up masses of videos of them, and I like playing them. I've played a few and they're fantastic, and I've had a Dreamcast for a while but not played lots of games on it, because they weren't really, when the Dreamcast came out, it was kind of not really doing great from the word go. Certainly the shops in Milton Keynes, where I was living at the time, you didn't see lots of Dreamcast games. And the ones you did see were the very, the Sega Rally 2 and Daytona, and the ones you would expect. But lots of others, there are loads in these. I'm looking down there because there's a case down there with them in. There were lots of games there that I've never heard of, never seen, knew nothing of. And in a way, to me, I prefer having these games like this than having a download. Say I download something off the PlayStation Network, or worse, the Wii. If I download a game to the Wii, if that Wii dies, that game's gone, because they're non-transferable. PS3 ones are a little bit transferable. They restrict you to 3 different machines. But really it's very non-portable, and I find that I dislike it. Where with these, they might not be a legitimate copy with a case and the manual and the money going to Sega, but I can take that somewhere else and play it on a friend's Dreamcast. And in that sense I like them. The same compared with ROMs on an emulator. With that, you don't get the original experience. I would much rather play a copied game on the original hardware than... Here's the thing, yes, you will know I've got the Mega Drive Ultimate Collection for the PS3, and I'm playing those Taito Legends games on the PS2. And they're fun, they're great, they give you an impression of what the game was like, but you are by no means getting an authentic experience. With the Mega Drive compilation, you're actually getting a better experience in terms of visuals, but an inferior, a different one in terms of controls, because you're using a different pad. So it's good, it's fun, you get to play enjoyable games, but it's not authentic. With the Taito Legends thing, visually I guess it's on a par. I don't know how authentic, but the controls are completely different. So in that sense, though the publishers would be very happy for us all to buy their rehashed compilations on modern consoles, and they'll keep churning them out till the cows come home. As a gamer looking for an authentic experience, that's actually an inferior way of doing it than having a bunch of copied games on the original hardware. Morally speaking, I would not... On current hardware, I would never use a copied game. I wouldn't download one, I wouldn't borrow. I don't even... If a game is out and current generation, I generally don't buy them even second hand. Very rare. I buy masses of second hand games, but they're old stuff that's not being sold anymore. Not being produced anymore. The publisher is losing nothing when I buy that second hand. And really there's very little difference in buying a second-hand game where the publisher gains nothing from playing a copied game where the publisher gains nothing. Where's the difference? So as a games player, using these discs, to me there's very little difference. As a collector it would matter absolutely. If I was collecting games, they would just not be legit. They wouldn't count. But if you just want to play the game or make a video, fantastic. And it, like I said, for the experience, the gaming experience, you're actually getting a more authentic, superior experience than what you would get from one of these rehashed compilations on modern hardware. Is there a... I suppose... I mean, I hadn't thought about this when I started talking, but I'm following a train of thought now. Is there am I trying to give a message in all of this to the publishers? They want to keep making their money, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be rehashing their games on the new systems. And I mean, I guess what they're doing makes sense from their point of view. People are buying the new systems. Make the games available to them. I suppose it wouldn't make business sense for them to keep on maintain distribution of older games for older systems. I guess it wouldn't make business sense, but for some of us that would be preferable. Yeah, I would rather play Mega Drive games on a Mega Drive, on a proper cartridge, and if I could buy them in the shops at a sensible price, and there's the thing, sensible price. You can't sell a 15-year-old game for modern day prices, which you know how they're working these days, they're just damn greedy. But you know, if they would have put them out there at a sensible price, I would buy them brand new, in preference to a compilation on a PS3 disc. Is that silly? Financially, probably. It would certainly be cheaper to buy a disc than a bundle of individual cartridges, but I do like the authentic experience playing it on the original hardware, and a lot of that is more down to the pad, I guess, but the display makes a difference as well. I've kind of gone round in circles and maybe not completely come to a coherent conclusion there. I thought I knew what I was talking about, where I was going to take it, but now I'm not so sure about that. Yeah. I will tell you this, I am very much enjoying having that set of games. I don't know how many there are. I went through them last night actually, because I didn't know what an awful lot of the games were like. I went through all of the titles on the discs and looked them up on YouTube to see what kind of games they were and which ones I would actually make videos of, because some of them were Japanese and I just wouldn't understand how to play them. Some of them were sports games and I'm just not going to play them. I mean, I'm just not going to do American football or basketball. But a lot, and there are some that would just be too complicated or too confusing, or RPGs, and that's not ideal when you're trying to make a pick up and play type video. So anyway, having looked through, these are the ones that I mean, you can't read that from there, I'm sure, but it's an extensive list. Even if I was to put up one a day, which I'm not going to do, that would take a long time. Here I am, I'm doing the what's coming up bit before I've actually done the shout out bit. I should turn this camera around. Oh, battery's nearly flat. Okay then, this week's shout out, chrismadagames, Chris Mada's gaming channel. Let's just have a look on the video page bit. Here we go, there's Chris. What can I tell you about Chris's channel? You get a combination here of gameplay videos with commentaries. He's doing a let's play or long play, whatever you would like to call it, of a Deus Ex on, I don't know what system that's on, PS3. He's up to part 35 there. This is very much an ongoing thing. He plays other older games as well, N64, PS2. There are other systems, I know, PS1 there. And I know I've seen other stuff. I think there's some SNES stuff in there. Was there? Maybe. I might get NES. So, you know, older and newer games. Really good mishmash combination, whatever you want to call it. Along with your Talkie videos, as I would like to call them. Whether he calls them that, I don't know. You know how it is when you... I assume you know how it is. This is how I am anyway. I can probably decide whether or not I'm going to subscribe to a channel within about 10 seconds of watching their very first video. And that's how it was with Chris. And it is entirely down to personality. I think the first video of his I watched was actually this games you knew so well but never owned. Because I responded to that. I saw someone else's tag response to that, I think, and I went along and had a look at the original, and there was Chris's, and I was just like, I like the way this guy's doing this. His talkie style is, if I was to compare him to anyone, he is relaxed and eloquent in the way of, say, Lawn Boys Post or EDT1138. He can sit in front of a camera and talk eloquently and hold your interest, and you're relaxed while you're watching. There's none of, I don't know if you've ever watched someone do a talking, you kind of cringe a little bit, or you're thinking little bit stylized, little bit trying too hard. There's none of that. It's just, here he is, he's got his subject to talk about, and he does, and you enjoy it. Well, I do. And that's how, that was the impression I got. 5 minutes, never mind 5 minutes, it was like 10 seconds of his first video, and I'm like, yep, I like this, click subscribe, done. And then I went and watched the gameplay videos and thought, yes, these are good as well, because he's got this down-to-earth, tells it as he sees it, isn't trying to be clever, isn't trying to show off his mad skills, he's just playing it. And I was watching one of his Deus Ex videos a little while earlier, and he reached this point where there were these two guards, and he's not completely sure what he wants to do about it, and zaps them with the stun gun, and is like, yeah, that was cool. And it's natural. It's not, there's nothing false or fake or, hey, look at me, I'm so cool. It's just like, here's a game, I'm playing it, this is what I think while I'm doing it. And I like that kind of thing a lot. You probably know that by now anyway. So, yeah, where's he at the moment? 125 subscribers. Not sure how long he's been doing this actually, but he's got 224 videos on there, which is impressive. Yeah, I mean, how long ago did he start? We're looking at 8 months ago. Yeah. See, I haven't looked at all of his videos. That's the thing. I subscribe to people, and so often I don't get the time to look at their previous videos and see what they've done. Impressive. Right, nearly out of time. Battery's running out. I can see the little battery light blinking. What is coming up? More of the same. Ha! You knew that. Yeah, I am chucking out the videos at like 1.5 a day, maybe 2 a day. Oh, it's flashing at me. Stop it. CDI videos, Dreamcast videos, Mega Drive videos, Tato compilation videos, Lexibook videos, and maybe anything else I feel like chucking in there as well. I've got some Game Boy Advance games I want to do videos of as well, and I want to do the N-Gage stuff as well that I've been meaning to do for ages. Not to mention all the games that I have been given over the past couple of months that I haven't for a moment forgotten about. I do get sidetracked and it's hard to cram them all in. Lots of videos, lots of gameplays. Collection video. Haven't done that yet, duh. And I do want to get back to doing some system reviews, because as it was pointed out, that for some people they are what they subscribe for, and it's a very good point, and I haven't done any in a while, and maybe I should. I have run out of time because this thing's going to shut itself down. So I'll shut up. Thank you for watching.